Hello. Hi. I have another Ableton piece, but this one is not really my creation. This is the creation of a composer whose name you have probably heard of. If you haven't heard of, go look him up. His name is Toby Fox. Yeah. And I recreated, because it's a remix. I have recreated his most famous song, or one of his most famous songs. Death by Glamour might be another famous one, but I've created one of his most famous songs called Megalovania. If you haven't heard of it, then it's like a nice jazzy kind of piece that plays when you fight a boss in your video game called Sans, who is just overpowered, and it takes like a half hour to beat him, or maybe even days if you are terrible at the game. But it's in the game called Undertale. It's an RPG. You should definitely get it. But here it is. I'll explain it to you when we're done. But this video is going to be a while because, of course, this is a very long song. It doesn't look like that long because it's compressed. But if I go here, then that is one measure that I've highlighted. So it's a very long piece. Here we go. just loops around. Now, I know that the end of this piece was kind of meh. See, here it is. No, it's a very meh kind of ending. Actually, I think I know what I'm gonna do about it. Because, I mean, I should have gone over this before I started recording the video. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna go in, delete that, put that there, and move it a little so that it's twice. Gonna move the crash back, gonna move that back and bring it in. Just gonna say goodbye to that. I'll say goodbye to that, move that over there, but shorter. And then I think that the volume's already all the way up on the electric guitar bass, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'll move the loop. Oh, and I need to get rid of this too. That'll do. Okay. I just want to check how it sounds. Yeah. I like that. Let's see what happens if I get rid of that. Perfect. I'll stick with that. Okay, so first I'm just gonna go over this main melody because it is kind of, it's not really that complex, but I don't know. So it's in D minor, and you know, goes an octave up and then does a little jazzy thing, and then this is the chord progression. It doesn't go down to an A, but you know, it's a cool chord progression that I like. And then you got in the bass line, it's basically just the chord progression. I mean, you couldn't really call it a chord progression because there's not really any chords, but it's some kind of progression of bass line progression. I don't know. That's just what I'm gonna call it. And then you got this bass line, which is just that. And then you have, I named it Fun Part 2. It's just this, but a different instrument, and that repeats 3 times. And the drum set is just a simple snare, bass kind of thing with a reversed cymbal. And then you got this jazzy part. It's just jazzy. It's that fun part that everyone likes from Megalovania. And in the middle, but it's not in the middle in this because I remixed it, but bleh. And then, so this is really the part that I kept most the same from the original version. But then you have this part right here, which is, it's elongated. In the regular Megalovania, it's just half as long as it is right now. But I decided to elongate it because it's my favorite part. So you have that fun kind of slow melody. And then you have some of the bass line that goes on top of it. Then you have another section of the slow melody with that same bass line that goes on top of it. I'll play that for you right now. And then you just have the regular melody right there that comes in with it. And then the bass line comes in, and then you have the fun jazzy part. And then it goes to this interesting section, which I really hate it in the original Megalovania. Sorry, Toby Fox, but I just don't like it. So, because it's just long and boring, but I made it a little more interesting. So, that's why I like this part. You got this electric guitar bass, which is really what it is. It's like a kind of a rock guitar in the original version that, I don't know, it's very deep. It's so it does that cool chromatic scale right there. And then you got the drum beat, and then you have the melody for some, and then you have this, which kind of is a cool harmony, because this goes up, like, dan dan dan, but this goes dan dan dan, so it creates an interesting harmony. And then that repeats, and then you have the regular melody, and then this goes for some, and then you got the slow melody right there. But instead of the first part and the second part going for the slow melody, it's just the second part of the slow melody, and then the second part of the slow melody again. And then you have this part, which is the end part, but I elongated it because why not? You got this kind of reversed main melody. Wait, no, I played that at the wrong. Sorry, I played that at the wrong spot. And then every 2 measures, the drum beat comes in, and then it is lonely. And then the drum beat comes in, and then it adds a new part, and then it's lonely. The drum beat comes in, and then it's lonely. The drum beat comes in, and adds a new part, and a new part. The drum beat, and then it's lonely. Then the drum beat comes in, and then it's lonely. Then the drum beat comes in, and adds a new part, adds a new part, adds a new part. And then you have this interesting part in the original, that was not actually in the original Megalovania, because I like to play Megalovania on our piano that we have, and I always add this fun part at the end. It's not exactly note for note as I play it on the piano, but it's about the same kind of idea. So there's really not much you can explain, but you have the jazzy part, and then you got the electric bass, and then you've got the main melody, and that's really it. And then the interesting part, that's fun. Oops. That's fun part too. So I'm just gonna play it for you because it's just hard to explain. And then, you know, it loops back with this annoying thing. That's really the first time I've looped a song over and over again. But I have just realized that the symbol is off. Right there. Let's see. There we go. That's better. Whoa. Check that out. That's cool. Okay, whatever. That's stupid. So that was basically it. I mean, there's not really much to say, but you should definitely look up on YouTube Megalovania. I believe it's Megolavania. Megolavania. Stupid. I can't spell. But just try the first one that I said. It'll probably say that it's spelled incorrectly, but the video's gonna come up anyway because it's a famous video on YouTube or whatever. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry this video was a little longer than normal. But, anyway, that's it. I don't know what to say. So, I'm just gonna stop recording, and I'm gonna shut up now.